Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game of the best of three, Ninjas in Pajamas versus Asus Polar. My name is Odie Pixel, and today I'm going to be joined by Gods, and as you can hear, well, let's just ignore that. There we go. He's picked up straight away. He picked up a lot quicker than old Mr. Gorman. Gods, how are you doing?
I'm good. I saw LD and was pretty embarrassed and put my youth to work, and I picked up quickly.
That was brilliant. Well, you only beat once. Absolutely fantastic. Gods, are you excited for this? Ninjas in Pajamas versus Asus Polar. Asus currently ranked 5th in the world. Ninjas number 9. I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game than the stats kind of show on the betting websites, because Ninjas in Pajamas, where's Asus Polar? They've been doing really well recently. Ninjas in Pajamas, they're a good team for upsets. They've got Error, and if he finds his kind of starting blocks in the mid lane or wherever he decides to set off, he can do a lot of damage. He's a very strong player, and something that Asus Polar have got to be very, very aware of. I mean, what are your thoughts coming into this one, Gods?
Oh, Eric is one of those players, you give him his farm, he can put a game on his back, but it's also the rest of the team who've been playing really well lately. Ninjas in Pajamas, I think this is like the full package, this team. They've really starting to find their groove, and I think this is a much closer game than maybe some of the bets suggest, which is, I think it was like 65-35 or something. I feel like this game is almost closer to 50-50.
Yes, I think it was skewed like that, and that's certainly my thoughts. Anyway, looking at the odds, and so far in the draft, well, Ninjas in Pajamas, they've gone straight in with that Troll Warlord pick. And they're going to follow that up with the old Axe and Asus. So they pick themselves up at a Shadow Fiend and a Lina. And I think it is going to be that Illidan Stormrage position 1 Lina, which is something that I've not actually seen any other team do, but it certainly seems to work out when Asus do it. I mean, how come we're not seeing other guys do this, Gods?
Ooh, I think it's a hero that's pretty well suited towards the mid lane just because of how he can kind of control and beat a lot of the top tier mids like your Storm and your Queen of Pain. As far as the safe lane Lina goes, the one position Lina, it works when it can counter what the enemy team have, which is heroes like Axe and Troll. Axe is kind of vulnerable to heavy burst magic damage. Troll Warlord, later he's kind of tanks up a lot, goes for the BKB. Lina, Laguna Gate Blade with an Axe Scepter goes through that. So I think it's very much kind of like a counter pick to this Axe Troll opener from NIP. But as far as what other teams would do it, I think it's more a playstyle thing. I think most teams prefer to run Lina in the mid lane if they want to draft it.
Okay, well, Ninjas in Pajamas, they're going to follow up with the Skywrath Mage. Works very nicely with the Axe. Of course, getting that nice opportunity to level up the Mystic Flare into the Berserkers. Called Batrider is going to come out from Asus. That's going to be Jonas, no, it's not Jonas, some fan. He's playing for NIP. It is going to be their offlaner, almost certainly though. And Ogre Magi is going to be the follow-up support. And the bans coming out. Again, Night Stalker really has just come into the kind of the really first top tier bans. And I'll be honest, I've not seen too much success with the hero. What's up with the Night Stalker bans, Gods?
Oh, it's kind of a new trendy pick, it seems.
Yeah.
In every like week or two, you'll find there's like a new hero that teams really go to. And Night Stalker, he's good because of I think the biggest thing this hero offers is that nighttime vision. Not even with just the Axe Scepter, like before that, being one of the only heroes who has that great night vision. And he's just like a very good tanky support. The way Cloud9 run him as that like 4-position support, you can use the vision control the hero gives you so much, create a lot of space just by the hero running around being tanky. He's kind of similar to what Ogre Magi used to do, and he offers just a bit more, I guess, general utility. He's not just like a ganking hero, he's also a hero that gives you map control through his nighttime vision.
Oh, it's an interesting a hero that's also on the same level, I kind of feel like, as the Treant as well in the set, so that you get that Aghanims and you're suddenly going to have this huge vision advantage. Spirit Breaker is going to be the 4th pick for Ninjas in Pajamas. Now, with an Axe already on their team, do you reckon they're going to go greedy, put the Axe in the jungle and the Spirit Breaker on the offlane, or is this purely just a roaming support Spirit Breaker, would you imagine?
That's a good question. I think typically teams aren't running like a straight up jungle Axe. Most teams, it just seems a bit too greedy to run like a dedicated jungler from level 1. So I think more likely we see the Spirit Breaker start out as a support and then the Axe rotate to the jungle after a few levels. Could even see something like the Spirit Breaker helping out the Axe in the offlane. Not really a go-to support. Normally you'd expect something more like a Dazzle, but it could theoretically work. You get on some of the squishy heroes, but Ogre is not really squishy as a support. Lina, you're going to be able to just kind of keep them away with your long range. So I'm not really entirely convinced that the Spirit Breaker will be able to help out the Axe. So you could be right. Could just be straight up Axe jungle. It's not really your everyday what you'd expect, but based on the strong lanes of Asus Polar, you may just need to keep Axe in the jungle.
Indeed, the lanes from Asus are going to be very, very strong indeed. And the final pick now is going to be what they match up for the trial. And well, we're talking about the Treant Protector. They're going to pick it up as the 5th and final pick. And maybe I kind of see Treant picked up a lot against junglers. So maybe they feel that it is going to be an Axe jungle and they're running the Treant to do the old little trick of where he goes in and he just tries to sap half of the jungling XP. But we'll have to see if NIP do decide to run it like that, or as you said, they go with what's a little bit more orthodox and don't go as greedy as we're anticipating. But I guess we'll see now with this final pickup here from the side and maybe see as well how this Spirit Breaker is going to fit into the lineup as a core or not. And so they're going to be running anyway. Asus Polar, what we imagine to be this Shadow Fiend in the mid, then the Lina in the safe lane, and that is a nasty, nasty trial lane for whoever Ninjas in Pajamas put in the off lane, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun.
The great thing about this, it's not going to be fun at all. The great thing about this Treant pick is that FNG, he plays that kind of support role for the first 20, 30 minutes of the game, but then if it does look like the game's going late game, he'll transition into a farming Treant Protector, pick up an Aghanim Scepter, pick up a Refresher Orb, eye off the entire jungle, spam that ultimate, and just secure his farm, and then suddenly Treant Protector just dominate. This is one of the best late game heroes there is with a Agh's Refresher because of the amount of map control you get. You talk about Nightstalker having map control. Well, Treant Protector with an Axe Scepter is the best kind of legal map hack in the game when you get those eyes up. It forces your opponents to have Gem and Quelling Blade and cut down all the trees. But even with that, it's a losing battle. You can never win against the Treant Protector in a vision battle, even with a Gem on your side.
Okay, well, final pick is going to be Limp on that Queen of Pains. So it is almost certainly going to be Limp on the mid lane quap. It is going to be the Axe off lane. And yeah, the Spirit Breaker support in lane with Sealkid on the Sky. And Era, of course, playing that troll. And as you were saying with the Treant, I don't think I've seen a game recently where Treant gets an Aghanims and then his team loses. It just doesn't seem to happen. As soon as he gets the Aghs, I think it's something as well that teams struggle to deal with because in terms of Dota being, you know, close to over 10 years old, it's only something that recently competitive teams have had to kind of deal with.
Yeah, it's something very new and different at the same time. I don't know if there is a clear counter or answer to it. I don't think if you're wasting all your time in the late game running around chopping down trees, you're not really getting anything done. So I think it's actually, quote unquote, kind of imbalanced, except to the point where it's really hard to get up to an Aghs Scepter and a Treant Protector. And the hero before that point is not particularly amazing. And that's where this hero, I don't think the hero itself is particularly overpowered, but this one spell with an Aghs upgrade is ridiculously powerful.
It certainly is. And well, we're into the game, and God, so I'm going to have to give you that standard. Have you enabled open mic check?
I have.
You have?
Don't worry about that, sir.
That's all right. People are shouting at me in chat that they can't hear you, but they must be being silly, so
okay.
It's fine.
Tell them they may need to do like a little toggle off and on with the. Sometimes you have to like rejoin the channel. I don't know. I actually double check because I saw some messages too.
Yeah, sometimes reconnecting to the game on the ticket fixes a lot of those issues. But anyway. Yeah. NIP versus Asus on the side of the Radiant. We are going to have Illidan Storm Rage on that position 1 Lina. G on the mid lane on the Shadow Fiend. Summer Soul, Lil on that Ogre. In fact, wait, hang on a minute. Hanskin charging in, walks out. There's not really too much that they can do to follow this up, and Spirit Breaker with the movement speed should be able to get out this one. Well, actually, yeah.
It's got the body block.
And with the Leech Seed.
But he's got nothing to charge. What are you going to charge here, Hanskin? He's maybe going down. Okay.
Well, at least he's tanky. 720 HP, 5 armor. He's lucky that he's got that as a Spirit Breaker because if it was anyone else, he would have been very, very dead. And finally on the side of the Radiant is Seedoy on that offlane bat. And, well, gods, what's going on the side of the Dire?
On the side of the Dire, the top lane's going to be Era. The big carry going to be farming up on the Troll Warlord. We've got Sealkid playing the Skywrath Mage. Hanskin, well, he's going to be back at Fountain. He just died on the Spirit Breaker. And the mid lane Limp on the Queen of Pain. And finally, in the offlane, Jonas going to be playing the Axe for the Ninjas in Pajamas.
Right, so yeah, top lane, Seedoy. Going to be dealing with a bit of a tricky lane here. Hanskin coming into lane with the charge. Are they going to be able to follow it over? Is Batrider going to hang around? He's kind of in the position. He needs to back up now. Yeah, he senses it. He's got the ward here in the Dire jungle. He knows to get himself back under the tower. Mid lane Shadow Fiend up against the Queen of Pain. In all reality, not a very nice lane for the Shadow Fiend, is it?
Not the best. Once you get your levels, it's okay. But early on, Queen of Pain is going to look to really pressure you. Already G is kind of behind a bit early in the CS. Limp getting up in his face with the Shadow Strike, and until you have like level 2 raises, you can't really turn and fight. Limp's base damage is just a lot better than the Shadow Fiend's as well. Shadow Fiend with 0 souls, he's getting charged. He may actually just be dead here. This is not good for G. He went for the raise level 1 and got 5 CS with it, but then didn't get any CS since hitting level 2.
There's going to be Spirit Breaker cancelling the charge there. Perhaps if Spirit Breaker was level 2 and had the bash, he might have followed through. But I guess just didn't want to dive it, just in case the Dukes and the regen was there. They knew that Shadow Fiend did only have that one pulled tango, and now he has got nothing. And in fact, oh, Hansken, if he gets the courier here, G could be in a lot of trouble. But G waltzes back, wants to play it safe, and he will be able to find his bottle without Hansken making a little bit of an interception.
Pretty safe play coming out. Hansken's still lingering around. Oh, he's going to find the courier. Oh, it's going south. I don't... If he wants to go hunt it down, this is a 245 movement speed courier, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I didn't notice, but Radiant have got this ward here, so they did see Hansken come round. So G was well aware of the shenanigans that were going down in that lane. And, well, looking at the Axe, he's decided...
Now.
Oh, yeah.
G.
Jesus, G.
Not the living armor, though. This living armor is kind of keeping him alive, although it does get burnt down by the Shadow Strike. And I have this bottle coming back to the mid lane fairly soon. But he may just have to go back to Fountain at this point.
Oh, yeah, very low indeed. Has got the bottle, as you said, coming back out. And talking about the offlane Axe, so he's headed to the jungle already. Kind of realised that lane isn't too much fun. So he's got standard movement as an Axe, but it is going to mean that this Lina is going to have a lot of free farm and potentially an early tier 1.
Yeah, this Lina's going to get off to a really good start, get whatever early game core items Illidan wants up. Not sure how much pressure on as soon as you start getting the creep wave near the tower, that's normally where someone will rock up. Right now it's the Spirit Breaker. I don't think they'll be giving up the tower easily, but yeah, free farm for Lina is still a scary thought in itself. They are trading it for their Troll Warlord getting free farm, so I think from that point of view, NIP, it's not like they're getting nothing in exchange for this. Both teams just going to have a kind of free farm on their safe lane.
Certainly an error. Trying to chase down Seedoy here. He's got the slow with the axes. Doesn't want to dive. Just is going to harass back the bat. And as you said, just 21 CS compared to 24, so it is very close in terms of both position ones. Mid lane, how's Shadow Fiend doing up against the Quap? Not great at all. Look at the difference there. 23 to 12 on the Quap. Only 9 CS. Make that 10, 11 on the Shadow Fiend. It's a big difference in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's only just now starting to get his souls up, but he does got a good amount of jungle stacks to fall back to. The supports have done a pretty good job stacking up some of the jungle for him, so there is that recovery farm available. And Queen of Pain's kind of meant to be the lane dominator, but this is a level 3 Shadow Fiend versus a level 6 Queen of Pain. This is being very one-sided mid lane. Now in goes Limp. Has a Sonic Wave, doesn't have the mana for it though. Not sure if he did the math there, but either way, it's good harass coming out onto G, who's probably being forced back to base off of this.
Oh, that is just
keep bottling up.
That's a ridiculous difference in levels. Level 6 up against the level 4 now. It's not great for the Shadow Fiend. And Hansken is committing. Seedoy fairly low, but Hansken decides to cut it short. And then he's got to wait there. He's not even got mana. He's going to have to wait a while for that to regen. And is there a courier on its way out? Well, there is a TP. He's got a TP on his way via the Quap, so he's going to be able to get that out to him. But the Spirit Breaker so far hasn't done a lot. The Spirit Breaker.
The one big thing, I don't know if you can call it a big thing, is help the Queen of Pain as far as dominating this mid lane. I think without the Spirit Breaker charges and the pressure, Limp wouldn't be winning this mid lane by this big of a margin. G would probably be like level 5.5, maybe have like another 10 CS, but because of the Spirit Breaker, it's a different game. But I think normally you'd want your Spirit Breaker getting a bit more kills and getting a bit more done than what we're just seeing here.
Still bottom lane, Lina continuing to farm, has got level 6 now with the Laguna Blades. Going to mean that it's going to be a very, very tricky lane for anyone to come in and defend on their own. Queen of Pain almost certainly is going to need to do something fairly soon, maybe some kind of rotation with the supports on their side and top lane. Seal Kid coming in now with Jonas and Fan, who has got the Tranquil, so we'll be able to close the gap onto the Batrider if they find a concussive shot. Seedoy playing fairly safe. Oh, mid lane.
First blood though. Queen of Pain. There's your Sonic Wave. We've been watching the mid lane so much, and
and then we go away
never
and
know when it's coming.
Bam! Yep. Limp. the difference between the... I know it's 6 minutes in, but I want to look at the net worth between these two. Yeah, it's 1.5k difference, 6.5 minutes in. Limp, with the help of various other members of his team, he's absolutely dominating this lane. And now TP's down to the bottom. There's your charge onto Illidan, and well... I think Illidan, even with the living armor, can he get out enough damage? He gets out the Laguna Blade, but it's just not enough against this level 8 Queen of Pain before the 7 minutes marks. Top lane, though.
That's nice also.
Seedot.
Batrider, now it's his turn.
Oh, it's 3 for 1. NIP finding a couple of successful rotations there.
Yeah, that's a good couple of kills here. Jonas has had some good jungle time, so towards halfway to his Blink Dagger now, and if they get a tier 1 tower off of this, this will be a pretty big pickup as far as momentum goes for the Ninjas in Pajamas, and just Lil TPing up there to try and defend for now. I'm going to TP Illidan. They really want to defend this top tier 1 tower.
I mean, Illidan can come in, but of course did pop the Laguna Blade on the top lane. Maybe he doesn't need it, though, if he finds the Light Striker in. No, Jonas of Fan just getting out of range, but he's being slowed down by the Ogre. Couple of punches with this attack range, but Illidan, Era's going in. Is there any bashes? No, unfortunately not. So level 1 bash, so the chance isn't that great. Tries to get a few right clicks down the Lina and will do. Now, is the Spirit Breaker going to commit for this kill? Well, it doesn't need to. Hang on.
Wow. Just the vision alone from the charge. Era just went back in with phase boots. That is really bad for Lina. Lina just died 2 times. This is safe lane farmer, who's not just like a safe lane carry, but a safe lane kind of nuker who's meant to come into the mid game with use the Laguna Blade, get kills for your team. Who just died at bottom lane getting ganked. That's fine, that happens. But then you respawn, TP top, and immediately die again. That's a lot of time on the sidelines, a lot of downtime for a hero that's meant to be kind of controlling the mid game.
It certainly is, especially when you give that kill away to the opposing position 1. Troll, Era, is going to be very happy with that little bit of action that he just got there on the top lane. And some big items are going to come out fairly soon for the side of NIP. Jonas and Fan, 1,400 gold towards the Blink Dagger. And, well, Era, has he finished off the helm? He's closing in on it. He's very close to picking up that mask as well. And what's that? Oh, no, Shadow's on the way down to Spirit Breaker, so he's got that done. And Hanskin, he's certainly been able to find a little bit of experience now on this offlane.
Yeah, just the 1 assist. So Hanskin hasn't been able to be as active as he'd like to be, but a lot of his charges have just had to get cancelled. It's a lot harder to play against a Treant Protector. What looks like a good charge, looks like a good kill, something can get turned around through a living armor and a TP in from someone like an Ogre Magi. So he's played a bit more defensively, and it's kind of been a pretty acceptable trade. The smoke from Lina at top Illidan, you die twice in a row, you don't get too much done, and then you go for this kind of a smoke play towards top lane, and now he's going to get scattered out. You'll see Lina here, and may just back off. They don't have to commit to this anymore if they don't want to. Now that Lina's here, it looks like a kind of bad fight.
Well, now with Limp coming in, they look like they want to kind of dive a little bit, but Light Strike onto Queen of Pain. Era going in with the Whirling Axes and the ult there from Limp. Beautifully catching the Ogre and the Lina just on the tips, and that's a big double kill for this Queen of Pain. It's sitting on 4 kills now at the 9.5 minute mark, and a hell of a lot of gold as well. And it looks like just going to go straight for the Aghanims, and if Limp does decide to do that and complete the item first, it's going to be an incredibly quick one.
Oh, Hanskin gets bashed by Roche. He was going for the charge, I think, towards the Shadow Fiend and got bashed.
Oh, poor old Spirit Breaker.
That is like, you know, whenever you're charging through Roche, you're just thinking like, it should be fine, but there's that just slight chance that one hit Roche gets off on you is going to bash, and oh, Spirit Breaker. But still, NIP, big picture-wise, looking fantastic here. 6 kills. It's basically 6-0 here. Aces Polar did not get a kill. That was a suicide early on from, who was it? Your Spirit Breaker, I think? Or your Spirit Breaker, level 1. Yeah. Suicided to neutral, so they haven't actually got a single kill on the board yet.
I think this is pretty much emanating what we were talking about. The fact that, you know, it did seem kind of skewed towards the favor of Aces, but so far, NIP have been playing absolutely on top of themselves. And Hanskin does need to be careful here now, though. FNG, Lil, and Illidan around in the neighborhood. Illidan, of course, does have that Laguna Blade back off cooldown. If Lil can find the initiation with the slow and the stun, that should be enough to get in range for the follow-up. Hanskin, playing it kind of cool.
Nature's guys really well. Not something you'd normally expect to come into play this early on. Skin may need to get this charge off. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Illidan may find his first kill. They'll Laguna and everything for her, but this opens up the Queen of Pain. There's nothing really to control her apart from an overgrowth, which may be enough. Skywrath gets a silence on Illidan, and with a blink on your axe, Illidan gonna get slowed down, caught by the call. He's gonna get dunked. That's 1 or 2 kills going the way of NIP, and the turnaround is very, very real here. They don't get the Ogre, but they get the bigger prize, which is, once again, your Lina.
Killing the Lina and a support to go. 8-2 on the board, and NIP, they're going to put some pressure onto this tower. And, of course, with a Troll Warlord, this shouldn't be an issue at all to bring down. And there we have it. There's the fortification coming out in the jungle. Limp, he's found a couple of the members of Asus that are still alive, Seedoy and G. And, well, G, the Shadow Fiend, working towards that mechanism. But if you compare him to what the Queen of Pain's got at this point, it's not pretty. 6.4k coming up on the Queen of Pain. And one might be even worse now. Hansken thinking about charging in as the Shadow Fiend. He's going to Nether Strike. Seedoy is there. Follow-up. Yes, there's the blink. There's the call onto 2G getting suction as well. Living Armor helping him out. He pops the Requiem of Souls, but there's no one about. It tickles Axe on the backside. There's going to be a Drag Slave, and a nice raise, in fact, does help G get the kill there in return.
That was an important kill to get here. I mean, Asus need to get something. The only kill they'd gotten before that was just the single kill on the Spirit Breaker at the off lane, where they committed like everything, including a Laguna. So getting a kill in Axe, although Axe does still have his blink, is still in a good position. Illidan now going to run to Hansken, charge to start things off with a silence, and Illidan in some trouble. They've even rotated Era. Era's saying, I don't need to farm, we're just dominating this game. I'm just going to rotate around the map and get kills with my team. This is looking ugly for Aces Polar early on. This is one of the big weaknesses of this Treant Protector as a hero, is that he doesn't really offer a whole lot of involvement early on. He's kind of a very defensive, passive support, and in a game where you're being overrun, can only help you so much.
I mean, he's one of those heroes that's really great when the opponents look to kind of make the little pick-offs and solo ganks, but when it comes down to these huge kind of 4 or 5 man rotations, I mean, you can, put a Leech Seed down onto someone, heal someone up with the Living Armor, but in terms of team fight potential at this point, doesn't offer too much other than the overgrowth. And 3-10 on the board. Looking at the XP and gold difference, it's getting pretty big for 13 minutes in. Coming up to 5k XP advantage for NIP, and almost 7,500 net worth in terms of gold. The difference is certainly there, and well, NIP is certainly setting the pace, and Asus struggling to keep up at this point.
And the good thing for NIP is they've got heroes in a lineup which, when they get this kind of a gold lead, it's not like they're going to ever slow down if they stop finding kills. They can farm the jungle. We've got Era farming a big Ancient stack here. They can take Roshan when they want to. Because they've got a Troll Warlord, this hero just allows the team to take towers with ease with Battle Trance. He's even gone for a Drums build, which is not really a build at all. Top lane, we'll get a kill on Lil here, but to finish my point, the big thing is NIP, this gold lead is going to keep on getting bigger and bigger unless Asus Polar makes some serious changes here. NIP's draft will just take towers, take farm more efficiently on the map, and just keep on snowballing.
Asus need a big team fight. Maybe they can find that with an overgrowth into a Requiem. But Illidan Storm Rage at the moment getting charged by Hansken as the follow-up of Era and Limp. Nice Light Strike array. They're cancelling the charge. Maybe FNG can turn this one round. Laguna Blade onto Hansken, followed by the Overgrowth, holding down the Co-op and the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker has gone down. Limp's going to be able to blink away. And the Asus, they don't have anything in their arsenal to chase that one down. But they find a kill on the Spirit Breaker. And at this point, I think Asus will be happy with any kind of kill that they can get.
Yeah, if there's no trade, they'll say, okay, good, we got... Well, not a free kill so much. They have to use a lot of ultis, but they got a kill without losing anything. Maybe going to find another at mid. Blink Dagger is up on your bat, but I think it's been scouted out by this. Yeah, this Dire Ward. I think Batright is just on the edge of it, and his Blink Dagger has been scouted out by the Dire team.
Oh, Asus need to be careful now. Limp, he's hit level 11 and he has finished off his Aghanims before the 15-minute mark. So there's a huge amount of burst damage potential coming out from the side. What, 390 pure damage onto these heroes, and some of them fairly squishy indeed. And G's going to back up, clear up this Ancients. He has got the mech now on top of the treads and the Aquila. 670 gold, but still a fair way behind this Queen of Pain. Over 1,000 gold still. And Era and Hansken looking to make the difference in net worth even bigger. Continue to clear up the Ancients themselves. And I mean, what's the game plan for Asus? Do they need to play it safe and get some more farm on this Shadow Fiend, or do they just need to look for the push?
They don't want to push. They don't really want to group up too much, just because if they group up and go for a push, that's where the Queen of Pain Ag Scepter combined with the Blink Axe Call and a ridiculously farmed Troll will just crush them. I think they've got to play angle towards the late game. To get to the late game, though, they're going to have to use their smokes, find pickoffs when possible. During the Batrider and Lina, these two heroes need to kind of work together to find pickoffs around the map. With the Ogre as well. Like, those three heroes can smoke around, Shadow Fiend can farm, and Treant Protector get farmed towards his Ag Scepter. So if FNG can get to that late game status on the Treant, that's going to help out this Asus Polar team a lot. But to get there, the other three heroes, the other kind of mid-game tempo controls need to find pickoffs. I don't think they can really look to 5v5 fight. They can't really look to push. All they can do is try and maybe smoke gank.
Mate, in this kind of position where it's 4 to 11, 16 minutes in, you're obviously on the back foot, and you do have this Lina in your position 1 called role. That's not a great place to be in, is it, if you're behind?
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not great. Lina at least can get you kills as a kind of underfarmed carry hero. I mean, Illidan's going to have a Yule soon. I guess compared to like an underfarmed, if this is like an anti-mage who's behind, then you're probably even worse off. So at least from that point of view, it's a hero that can look to roam around the map and transition. At this point, Illidan's not really playing the true 1 position. That's going to be more your Shadow Fiend. And at some point, you're even going to prioritize more farm on FNG than Illidan himself. Illidan will get a Yules, then work maybe towards the Ag Scepter, but he's not really the carry anymore, even if he does play that kind of safe lane farming role early on. So it's not great, but it could be worse if he was some other hero, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly going to need you to kind of step up the farm, because we've seen already how much Illidan's fallen off in terms of net worth. He's seeing out half the net worth of Era on this Troll, which is obviously understandable, but not a pretty place for Asus to be in. And Troll now with the Yasha on top of the drums. He is ready to fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see NIP try to take Roshan sometime soon.
And that's contesting it not very easy for Asus Polar. They've got the bat, which is always great around the pit. It's so easy to lift a hero up and put him on a cliff, but even with that at your disposal, I'm not convinced they'll have a very good time fighting around the Roshan pit if NIP gets some good wards up. So we'll see what the move's going to be. It looks like G's going like pure kind of fight build with his Shadow Fiend. He's picked up a Blade of Alacrity, so likely we see even a Sanjin Yasha from him, just a pretty neutral item, not really a huge late game item, but also wants to just tank up a bit while getting some damage. But for NIP, it's really going to be their game to control the tempo of. Like they've got the Ags on Queen of Pain, they've got Troll with all his early game items. They don't want to give Asus Polar too much room to sit back and farm. I think honestly, the scariest item right now that Asus Polar could get is going to be that Treant Aghanim's Scepter. If they get to that point, this game becomes a whole lot easier for Asus Polar. And it wouldn't be, I think they'd still maybe, if they're behind by 10, 15k gold, it's still not an easy game for them by any means, but it gets a lot closer to that 50-50 state.
Yeah, it's certainly, if they're able to get it online, they're going to be very protected against these ganks coming from the Spirit Breaker and obviously the Axe blinking in alongside the Queen of Pain. And that's going to allow them the space and time for them to get those big items onto G and get him to the point where he's going to be able to man fight up against the Troll. But it's kind of a pipe dream away. They're going to need a lot of time to get this Aghanims onto FNG. He's managed to pick up the Staff of Wizardry, but he's still a good 3,000 gold away from picking it up. So they're going to have to kind of elongate the game. And as you said, maybe they do have the lineup to do so. They've got this Bat, who has managed to find the blink, can look to pull people in. And they've got the Lina, who, if you land your combo, pretty much, even against the team NIP, at least on the Quap of the Skywrath, it's a guaranteed kill. So you're able to always find something in the trades if the Lina doesn't get shut down and blasted straight away. But even so, Asus, at least it's the best of 3. It's just not looking great for them. But hopefully we'll see some kind of comeback potential from the team.
Just game 1, and there's still the low bracket if you do end up down there. But yeah, a win in this series puts you into the winner bracket final, so you're in the top 3.
Yes, against Secret. Yeah.
Against Secret. I mean, that's a tough match, but considering that you basically play the winner bracket final, and if you win that, you're coming to LA. If you lose that, you drop down to the loser bracket final, which you win that. So you have 2 chances to win a series to qualify to the LAN finals. So your odds are looking pretty good there. You've got two series, and you're just going to win 1, except your opponent's going to be pretty ridiculously tough. So we'll see. And
how many teams are you having in LA this time? Is it 8?
We're up to 8 teams. We've
8 teams.
Expanded things. Well, our house is still the same size, but we're bringing in 2 more teams. We might be a bit crazy, but
how many teams was it last time? At the last one?
Well, we've done 6 teams at both the first and second summit. Yeah, it's a lot harder to do kind of fun formats and do a lot with 6 teams. It was one of those things where, like, a lot of the teams and players were like, "Oh, I don't really like you guys' format. Like, we want something different. Like, they like do something different or better." And we went to, I think it was AUI 2000. Who's like, who thought about it more. He's like, what actually is better? You can't actually do anything good with 6 teams. Like there's no room to do like a good bracket, or you can't divide the teams
Yeah,
up to two
that's
groups.
true.
I mean, you can't do a group of 3. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we can at least expand things a bit here for the next one.
And
So
I've got to
looking
ask,
forward to it at least.
Mr. Gorman was telling me that there's not going to be an All-Star match, is there?
It's looking unlikely.
Ah.
It's looking unlikely.
Oh,
We want to, it's always a fine balance between
Yeah.
catering to the teams and the players and what they want. It's kind of hard because they're competing for so much prize money, so they
yes. Yeah.
they want to focus on that with TI coming up. So getting them to play All-Star matches sometimes is like pulling teeth. So we'll see. It was so much fun last time that I think if the opportunity, we were maybe considering doing something a bit more optional. As far as an All-Star match, where rather than have players vote rather than have the fans and the viewers vote who gets to play, it's something where like the players who want to play can, or maybe we'll do it like on one of the later days, just with players who've been knocked out from the tournament. But at the same time, the players that are still in the tournament are generally the more popular ones, the ones people want to see. So it's always hard. And I think the biggest thing for me where it's like I don't want to do another All-Star match is it's going to be impossible to match the last All-Star match. No one is ever going to do an All-Star match as good as that. Just everything fell into place perfectly. The game itself was exciting. The players just made that All-Star match perfect, and I don't think the stars will ever align in a similar fashion. So it's kind of like, okay, we've done it. We can't beat that. Let's just give up.
Fair enough. In terms of the actual, are you doing a very similar format where you're going to have the whole kind of casting situation where you get players in, they kind of pop in if they want to, and you've got that kind of openness about it all?
Yeah. The plan is to keep things the same as far as just having that kind of casual vibe. Things going. It's nice because it'll be summer. I can bring the pool back out. I know Big Day No Tail was a bit disappointed at the summer too when it was kind of cold and rainy and we couldn't just chill on the paddle pool outside. So we got the summer vibes going. It'll be nice.
And when is the date of the summit?
Oh man, you're asking the tough questions here. Oh,
Putting you on the spot here.
I'm getting grilled here. May something.
Okay.
Middle of May.
The weekend
after the Red Bull event, which I also don't know the dates of. I think it's like, oh god, Summit 3. I'm typing in Summit 3 dates into Google. No, I don't know, man. It's May.
May something. Yeah.
May 17th.
All right. Okay.
So
okay.
that would be the Sunday, and it goes from the Wednesday through Sunday, 5 days.
And do we know, is there going to be a Summit 4?
Yeah, there's going to be a Summit 4.
Yeah.
We're in. Yeah,
And a Summit 5 or?
I don't know if we've officially announced one, but there should be one. They're fun.
Yeah?
I like doing them. As long as the teams like doing them. We like bringing them out here. We think they have fun most of the time.
Who won the first Summit?
It's a lot of fun.
Because Vici won the last one, didn't they?
Yeah, Evil Geniuses won the first
EG
one.
won, didn't they? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
That was
Vici's
one of their
roster's
first big wins.
it's not changed that much since last week. They just got rid of Black, didn't they? Or
yeah, they replaced Black with Hal from Newbie. Yeah. So slight changes there. They'll be coming back as the invited team because they want the returning champion, but with the one change. So
and you're still doing you're doing the redemption vote, aren't you, for the teams that be knocked out of losers bracket? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So Team Empire already saw their Twitter guy talking about like, okay, it's time to win the Summit 3 for my team. This is where the Twitter guy steps in as that sixth man for Team Empire, and has to get involved, get the community involved. That's gonna be interesting.
Cloud9 won it last time, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite parts about the Summit too. Was just seeing all the cool community content and stuff around the redemption vote. So I'm looking forward to it again this time.
Did you actually release the kind of numbers of what the teams got in terms of votes, or did you not?
I can't remember.
Because was it a huge difference? Was it in big lead, or was it very close? Can you remember between some of the teams?
It was very close.
It was close. It
was very close between Navi and Cloud9. It was neck and neck.
Okay.
I don't see any reason why I can't reveal that. I mean, I don't remember the numbers. I just know for a long time Navi were ahead of Cloud9. It wasn't until like the last week, like I think we had the redemption vote going on for like a good 3-4 weeks, and for most of it Navi was ahead until like maybe the last 3 or 4 days. It was that close.
Okay.
So
That is
all
close.
of the work, all of the work that Cloud9 were like doing, and all of the help they were getting, like Universe did his video where he did his a whole new world video.
Yeah.
A lot of the players
It
were
paid off.
campaigning for Cloud9, funny enough, and that all, yeah, it all paid off a lot. Navi didn't really do that much. They had Dendy just stream with like the title "Vote for Us in the Redemption" or vote or something, but they didn't actually.
But I mean, they're
If
Navi. That's all
made
they need to do, isn't it? And then all the Navi fanboys will be on it with the votes. I mean, Navi's got a huge fan base. I guess Cloud9 has as well, and you could argue that Cloud9 have become certainly a lot more popular, a lot more quicker than Navi have. You know, Navi, they're still the big team. You know, they might not be performing as well as they got, but you're never going to be able to diminish their fan base. They've got a huge following. But Cloud9,
Oh,
they've been doing all right recently, but they've certainly got a lot of fun players, at least on the side.
yes. I mean, the power of anime for Eternal Envy, and now they've got No-Tail, and maybe that gives them
Yes,
even more
I
attraction.
think
guess
that
you replace AUI
certainly
with
does.
No-Tail.
Oh, that is,
that-
yeah. That's a bit of a trade. I
I
think
know,
it's quite a balanced one.
It's a bit of a trick.
Owie or no tail, it's... Yeah.
No-Tails like brings like that bit more like clowniness, I guess, to like I still remember so much of the stuff he brought to the Summit one, but AUI is just so beloved within the community. Well, looks like hopefully we can get things continuing fairly soon. NIP, unfortunately, getting plagued by the Big D.
Oh, this is annoying. Unfortunately, it's annoying for the teams as always. There's nothing you can do. But what's the so I guess it's your tournament, gods. Is they allowed to have a 10-minute pause? Is that right?
Yeah, there's 10-minute pause total.
Okay.
So, and it looks like I think after a certain point you're not allowed to like replace a player with a stand-in. Oh, we got Andre, our head admin, in charge, and he's trying to do what he can, I guess, to resolve things here. But yeah, Summit 3 should be good fun. This week's crazy because this week we decide both European teams and both American teams. So good once we have them here for some good land Dota. None of this online stuff, which has its various issues from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, can we expect then the Summit 3 at the LAN? No issues at all, yeah, gods? It's going to be smooth as
we can hope.
We can
cross our
hope.
fingers and hope, and we're taking everything to the next level this time. Like all
Yes.
of our PCs are going to be hand built.
Wow. Okay, by yourself an LD or?
By LD and everyone else apart from me because I'm technically I don't know how to build a PC, man. I should probably learn. It'll be a good time to learn, but no, I'm not very good with the tech side of things. But
Okay.
no, I'll definitely help out. But yeah, we're going to be building 40 PCs from scratch.
40?
With the help of
Wow.
some of our sponsors.
'Cause
There's
you-
one PC per player.
Yeah.
That's not how we did it, but because we want to have practice PCs, and then we also want to have PCs at the obviously event itself for playing. So we're going to have a lot of PCs that going to be built.
Wait,
A lot
so
of our
you
sponsors
can
helping
fit
out there, Gigabyte.
40 players in your house on PCs?
Not all the PCs of our house. We'll have like a
No.
practice area at the hotel.
Okay,
Is the
okay.
plan.
Yeah. I see.
So we'll,
Are you going to be using the same same rooms and same setups for the actual games themselves with the two teams?
as you mean the same ones as the
As
practice
last time.
ones, or
As in the
as
Summit 2.
last?
Yeah.
the same PCs?
As in the same rooms.
Oh, the same rooms. Yeah. It'll be
Yeah,
the same
same.
rooms, the same basic set. Yeah, everything is going to be similar in that sense. So, all right, we're back.
We're back!
We got Donus. Oh, we got Dota 2.
Oh, man. Well, we're back in. What was going on? Oh, yes, NIP they're doing pretty damn good. And Asus, we were trying to think of how they can come back into this. And we were going by the fact that Illidan, he's a leaner. He's going to be able to find kills at the end of the day. And he has got his Yule Scepter now. So maybe Asus can start a fight with them coming from the upper hand with the Yule's kind of initiation.
Yeah. So we'll see. Immediate smoking. I talked a bit about these three heroes. It's the Ogre, Lina, Batrider. This is your 3-hero. Let's create space for Shadow Fiend and Treant Protector. These three can get kills on pretty much anyone on the map if they get that Blink Lasso into a Laguna Blade, Fire Blast. There's a lot of chains done. There's a lot of kill potential here. They've got to find it though. They get scouted. This is not good for them.
Cedo there with the lasso onto Hansken. G gets a lot of damage down onto Axe and does bring him down. FNG with the overgrowth. It is a nice one, catching out 4. There's going to be a buyback from Axe. Limp actually gets taken down. This is a big fight so far for Aces. They do lose the Shadow Fiend and the Lina, but they did take down the Quap and the Axe. But if they lose anything more, it is going to be NIP coming out on top. And, well, Era does manage to find a double kill as he picks off the Ogre. But NIP, they did buy back. Axe trying to get himself back into that fight as soon as he could. And I guess on the plus side, NIP, on top of that, they're going to get Roshan. So, yeah, another decent fight for NIP, really.
It was decent, but as far as Aces Polar go, they had to kill on Queen of Pain and Axe. I don't think they were ever going to stop this Roche happening anyway. So, if you're Aces Polar, you'll take that. You'll look at things right now and be like, well, that's probably about acceptable. That's about as good as we could hope for. They'll look for another kill mid lane. They've got Barry going with the Firefly and Jonas. It's a dieback.
Oh, man. Well, 18 minutes in, 60 seconds down. That's your Axe gone for a fair bit.
Yeah, that's 2 kills in a row. That really hurts. Suddenly he's sitting on 5k net worth, when before that he was sitting like around 6.5k or something, even more. His item progression suddenly not looking very impressive. This is a whole lot better for Aces Polar. They're just getting a lot more space to now make some room for FNG, make some more room for G on the Shadow Fiend. G does die in that last fight. He is going to get ganked at top lane as well, unfortunately. And I don't see him getting out of this one. Oh, maybe the charge is coming through. And it's going to have to cancel that one, so we will get out.
Man's getting deep in out in the tree line. Lil can't quite find the vision to get the stun down. And yeah, the mech's certainly helping Shadow Fiend out in that situation as well. Cedo heading the lead back up the lane. There's only Limp and, of course, this Skarath Mage and this top lane at the moment. And with the backup of Illidan and Lil now both smoked up, they could, if they find the kill on the Queen of Pain, and they might do, they've managed to find the lasso into the Light Strike Array. There's a charge coming in from Spirit Breaker, but he's halfway across the map. He's not going to be able to get in time, and Limp should tick down here to the Undershadowed Charges, tries to bottle through it, but is not going to be lucky enough. And that, again, is another big kill for Asus, and after an okay team fight, they're finding a couple of good pickoffs.
When Illidan goes in mid, they're going to find another one. This is looking like a dead Spirit Breaker. You get the stun, Laguna, no mana for it, but I don't think they need it. Oh boy. Kill after kill, pickoff after pickoff. Aces Polar are pretty much just back in this game at this point. It's still a gold deficit for them, but FNG's got some free farm at bottom lane. You've got Illidan kind of finding those kills, and this is where, yeah, your lead had a really bad start, was 2 and 5 or something. I mean, it's still just 2 and 6, but getting assists and setting up these kills, and this is where Illidan can offer a lot to this team, even with a bad start.
Yeah, they're certainly doing a great job at closing the gap, and now Shadow Fiend with much, well, coming up to 1,000 net worth advantage against the Queen of Pain. It still is just this troll. Error on the troll is the big issue. They haven't managed to kill him once at all this game, and now with the BKB on top of it all, he's ready to fight, and G getting caught out by the slow. Living Armor, Lil is going to be able to buy the Shadow Fiend some time with the stun there onto Error, keeping him back. Ping's coming out as well onto the top and the bottom lane. I think they want Axe to join them because they're ready to push NIP. They're ready to try and take this tier 1. I'm going to have to wait for the next creep wave. But the ping's coming out from Asus. They don't want to let this tier 1 go too easily. And what was Cedo with the lasso back off cooldown on the high ground? Maybe he can look to try and drag someone in. He's only got the backup of G at the moment. Lina still back at base. There's your TP in, and well, in fact, they've found the Axe, and Jonas and Fan, well, Requiem of Souls coming out straight away. They're going to be able to bring down the Axe. Well, can the rest of NRP do anything? Yules onto the Troll, holding him in place. Illidan's been silenced up. There's a big silence. Nether Strike from Hansken, trying to finish off this Lina. Living Armor, and Laguna Blade, can he turn it around? Is he going to be able to get the kill of the Spirit Breaker? Yes! Illidan's still alive. I think he goes down to this Arcane Bot. No, Error's there. Error's cleaning up on the back lines. And it is a 2-for-2 trade. Error once more, though, trying to find the Ogre. Nature's guys onto FNG. He's going to be okay. Living Armor, is it going to be enough to save the Ogre? Well, nope. There's the sentry pop down, and it's a triple kill for Error. And again, what looked like it might be an okay team fight for the side of Asus. Error comes in, and he's 8 for 0.
Yeah, Error's salvaging things a bit for NIP. There's been a few bad fights. Or bad pickoffs in a row on NIP cores, but Error has just been rock solid with this Troll Warlord. Now picks up a Manta Style. This is not the traditional item to get on Troll Warlord, but it gives him a way to get out of the overgrowth and just to kind of dodge some of these projectiles. You could theoretically even dodge nukes coming out, like a Light Strike Array if you time it perfectly, although that's a pretty hard to time spell, but Error is just ridiculously farm now.
It really is. 14.5k net worth. He's more than 4,000 ahead of the lead farmer on Asus, the Shadow Fiend. It's not looking pretty, yeah, as you said. With the Manta and the BKB, he's going to be verging on unkillable if he plays it right in these team fights. And he certainly has been doing so far. And there we go. There's your Manta. 4 stuff as well picked up by the Axe. Is going to allow him to help chase people down. And also just help the Troll as well. If Troll's trying to go ham, help him close the gaps and shove him straight into the front lines of the fight. But 17-11, looking at the XP and gold graph as well. We saw Asus, they did manage to recover it a little bit after the pause, but it is starting to go back towards the in favour of the side of NIP.
Yeah, there's the signs of, I guess, some momentum swinging back towards NIP. Sylvan Aegis on their side as well, but that's going to expire just now, so no more Aegis for Era. But even so, they can spend the next few minutes kind of getting their farm, stacking their Ancients, and trying to play that economic game before going for the next Roshan if they want to try to take towers off of that. But they haven't really put that much pressure on the Asus Polar side of things as far as all the T2 towers still standing, most of them pretty healthy, and for the most part, NIP kind of not really in a position to take those T2 towers just yet because of the high burst and kill potential of this Asus Polar, like Batrider plus Lina combo.
Indeed, and well, they're trying to play it safe. G backing up, just farming up. Did go indeed for that S and Y, as you were suggesting, so... But, oh, here we go. NIP with the smoke. Who are they going to be able to catch out this time? They're going to charge straight on to FNG. They know he's working on the Aghanims, and he's very close. He's only got to pick up that point booster. There's your Nature's guys, but dust is popped by Hansken. Overgrowth comes out from FNG. In fact, Seedoy coming in, trying to turn this one around. There's Lil, there's G. There's your Requiem of Souls. He's going to blow up the Queen of Pain. Era comes in, though, with a BKB, and he wants to make sure that his team take this team fight, but can he do enough damage? They've brought down the Lina. They're trying to bring down more, chasing down G now. Era gets the slow with the axes, but his team, they've already lost the Queen of Pain, and they've lost the Spirit Breaker. Era diving very, very deep for this Shadow Fiend kill, and he is going to be able to find it. Just a godlike streak now for this Troll, but he's going to be giving it away. I don't think he gets out of this one. Can he do anything amazing here? Wants to try and find FNG. He might just find it. He does. Is he? No, he's not going to get out of this, is he? I think he might. He's running away. Seedoy's coming in, but he's got no mana. Axe is there. Jonas out with the Berserker Skull. Why, it's a triple kill for Era. He might even get more. Lil, it's not. It's an ultra kill. Gods, what the hell is happening? And Era, what a player.
This is just Era in a nutshell. This is like him. This is what he does. His team can be doing whatever they want, and he just... I don't know. We talked about it at the start of this game.
We did.
Players to look out for. It's always Era. Like this, I mean, he's on a team of great individually talented players, and I mean, we saw it mid lane with Limp beating the Shadow Fiend, but when in the clutch time, Era is the guy who delivers these kind of big plays.
Yes. Wow. He dives past the... He's trapped in the tree behind 3 heroes, and he manages to get out and pick up another 2. What the hell is going on? Troll Warlord. I mean, I'm sure he's going to get hit. He's going to get...
going on.
It certainly is. He's off quite clear. 12 for 0. Yeah. 4, this is ridiculous. And if they kill... I don't think they kill Era before the game's over. I just don't see them killing the Troll.
This is before he gets some of these really big tanky items. The Skadi's coming next. Then you got to imagine a Satanic with a Skadi or a Satanic and both. Suddenly, you're just in that unkillable mode. So, that's what NIP can do. FNG getting some good scouting information down bottom lane. Just uses the Nature's guys really well. He actually is at maxed out, which is something which will work quite nicely when he completes the Ag Scepter, but he's still not quite there with the Ag Scepter yet.
Era now with the push. FNG's on his own. Looks like the rest of Asus, they're just going to look to try and take a trade, trying to take a tier 1 for themselves. And it's going to be the first tier 1 that they're actually able to claim 26 minutes if they do get it. They do get it. Lina, Illid and Stormrage getting the final touch. And we're going to have another pause, unfortunately. But, well, Asus, they had it. You've got to be honest, the last 10 minutes, they did have a couple of okay team fights. But then Era just comes in, shuts them down, and really puts them in their place.
Yeah, just watching that team fight at top, I'm like, okay, Era's got a couple kills, but 3 NIP heroes were down. It was just the Axe and Era alive. Axe was only barely alive. Era was only barely alive. And I'm like, okay, Asus Paul, they've won this fight. But no, Era had other ideas. He had completely different intentions for the outcome of that fight. And, well, NIP may be rewarded with a Roshan fairly soon. I don't think they've scouted out just yet, but they pushed the T2 bottom tower. They've got map control for the most part. It should be their Roshan to claim now.
I really should. I think it's there. Everything to claim now at this point. If we looking at the graphs as well, it's not too steep, but it is certainly. Oh, hello. Did you just get DC'd?
No, that would.
Okay. Maybe actually, I think I just clicked on the exit game button. So I'm an idiot. No, I don't know why I did that. No, I'm fine. I'm reconnecting. We're good. We're getting back in. Right.
The X in the top right.
Yes, I don't know what I was doing.
I've done that before.
Yeah. God damn it.
That's right. This error troll is it's throwing everyone off.
It really is. All right.
Well, our chat's very impressed by how well played that troll ward was. Nothing to do with the hero being balanced or not balanced.
It's a very, very skillful hero. Right, they haven't unpaused yet. I'm still loading in.
Okay, no, they haven't unpaused. You're good.
Okay,
we're
good.
Stuck in a bit of a pause and nothing.
That's good.
Nothing too
That's
bad.
Good. That's nice.
It seems FNG's on DC'd, so hopefully coming back. They need FNG this game too. His Treant is the late game hero for them, which is kind of funny because he's their 5 position support, but I guess maybe the 4 position you could argue, but yeah, he's going to be the big hero for them in the late game to stand a chance. So we'll see. Things looking okay? Are you reconnecting back in?
Maybe it wasn't me clicking the X. Maybe it's a server thing. I just tried to reconnect and it didn't let me, so I'm trying again.
Okay. All right.
So,
it might be on the server side of things.
It could be.
Fingers crossed, it's not too bad.
Yeah, come on. We're gonna be.
I'm watching the stream and seeing if you click the exit game button.
Oh yes,
here.
that's a good idea. See if it is my bad. Did I click the X or?
We'll find out. FNG with DC and we'll see.
I might have.
You better not have. Otherwise, this may be the last time you're casting on BTS, man.
God damn it. I don't think I did. I don't think I did now. I don't think I clicked the X.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm about to find out.
Okay.
This is just game 1, so hopefully things get back in order for game 2, game 3. But nothing's resumed yet, so you're still in the clear.
I'm still. Yeah, it's not looking good. Oh, we should be fine. We're gonna be fine though. Did I click the X?
It happened too fast. I couldn't actually tell. It happened awfully quick. What's
I don't know if I did.
I don't know what the chat.
I was watching as well, but I didn't look. I saw my mouse. My mouse did go to the top right corner.
Yeah, it was near the top right corner.
It was near
I don't know
it.
if you were trying to click a gold graph or something.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I could have just overshot it.
I see 1 or 2 people saying report caster, so maybe.
Well, maybe it was me.
Look, I'll give you a break this time. It was maybe the server, especially if you can't reconnect back in. That's a bit
yes,
odd,
that can't be to do
you're
with
still
me.
here on Skype, so yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can't be anything.
unless I'm just imagining your voice and I'm not really still here.
Maybe I'm imagining yours. That's also
it's kind of weird.
But... thought for me.
Okay, right. Okay, it's not let me reconnect. I'm going to restart Dota, see if that does anything.
Yeah, maybe even restarting Steam sometimes helps with that.
I'm going to... Let's do that. All right, let's quit that. Steam exit.
Okay, so some of the other casters are experiencing the same problem.
Oh, okay. All right, so what's the plan?
That's a good question. We've got 4v4 in the lobby. Queen of Pain is now DC'd as well. So the plan is whatever the good word of our admin Andre says, because I don't know what the plan is. I'll try restart Steam and see if you can reconnect. But yeah, there's a...
Yeah, I'm restarting. Let's have a look what goes on there. Right.
Yeah, and multiple of the other casters have also got DC'd, it still seems like.
Okay, so this I didn't click the X then, I guess. It must have just kicked me. I'm imagining. Unless other casters just have the same brain fart as me and all clicked X as well.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. One of the Korean casters, the German caster, I don't know, they seem to also have some issues.
Okay, I've restarted Steam, I've restarted Dota, and I'm trying to reconnect now, so we'll see if that does anything.
It seems some of the players are starting to reconnect.
Okay. I think I'm in. The loading. Yes, I'm loading in. I think it's working. I think we did it. I think it should be fine. Maybe restarting Steam is the answer. Yeah, I'm back in. I think Steam just needs a null reboot for some reason or another. I'm in. We're in. We're fine. Stream, you can calm down. There's no firing of me today. Don't worry. I'm sticking around. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, it seems FNG. He's in the group saying he said he dropped and he can't reconnect. So
yeah, get him to restart
he's
Steam.
He's trying to reconnect.
That seemed to work.
Yeah. So he's chatting away. He's on our communications. So hopefully he gets back in. But yeah, that's what we're waiting on here. So seems like a more server side thing here. Hopefully works.
That's a bit of a weird one. That bit of a weird one.
He's online. He's trying to reconnect at least. So that's good news in my book at least. Well, I guess we're still paused though.
Yeah. So actually, it looks kind of weird for me. Oh, it's just all the heroes have loaded in their kind of default position, so they're just kind of standing there. I assume this will fix though once the game's unpaused. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit strange. God damn it. Right, well, let's hope it fixes itself fairly shortly. And that is, so is this the only qualifying games you've got today, or are there any other kind of regions on after this one?
I think we've got some America. We're kind of in the early days of America. I think EG and Tinker are playing today. Not against, I think they're playing in separate matches, I want to say, but could be wrong on that. NA qualifier, phase 2. EG are playing Boreal, and then oh no, Tinker's not in. They lost. What am I talking about? Tinker's not in. EG are playing Boreal, and then EHUG are playing Complexity. So a couple America games later today. We'll have I think Coddle Guy and Zairi covering some of those, but by the end of this week we know the America as well as Europe. So those are kind of the two main regions that. Well, we're still waiting on China as well, which is getting played, I think, starting off later this week. All right, FNG's back. Whew.
We're good to go.
Good
God,
stuff.
we've got a game on our hands. 26 minutes in, but it's probably more like an hour at this point. We've had a fair few pauses, but it doesn't change the fact that NIP, they are well in the lead, and they're looking to secure it even more. Here comes the smoke. Era leading the charge. He wants to find a kill. There's going to be a charge itself onto G. Oh, wow, the forced off of Jonasum. The Mystic Flare comes down on G. The weatherman did not warn him about that downpour, and that is a dead Shadow Fiend. 60 seconds on the clock.
Nicely done, and all Aces Polo can maybe do is watch this middle tier 2 tower get pressured now. Troll going to lead the way with all his farm. I don't think that's a hero that Aces Polo want to try and fight. And G's going to be respawning without souls, so it's going to be hard for Aces Polo to do much for the next few minutes here. They will be able to defend the high ground, but they won't be able to take any fights to defend some of these other towers. Sadoy in the jungle actually gets caught by Jonas. May see Sadoy just TP out. Yeah, TP out.
He is out there. 23-14. NIP continually finding the kills. We're going to see Hansken starting to work on that BKB. He's picked himself up an Ogre Club. Roshan is up. Limp heads into the pit. 2.8k gold on top of that Ogre Club. Almost certainly looking for that BKB himself. And he's pretty much got enough for the Mithril Hammer and the recipe. And here goes the Roche attempt. And they're going to be able to take it fairly quickly, fairly easily. And Asus, they're just not near enough to contest this, and especially not with the Shadow Fiends still being down.
This is not going to work for them here. Shadow Fiend just respawning, doesn't have the souls. Even with a bat right on their side, that's not a fight they want to take. So they'll get FNG money for his Aghanim Scepter. He's going to TP himself even towards the shop to go and purchase it. And this is the start. This is like basically Aces Polo have to look at this right now. Like, the game has just begun for us. We're playing in extra hardcore mode where you start 10k gold behind against a team with an Aegis, but this is minute 0 for them.
This is, I mean, now that they've got the Aghanims on the tree, and as I said, I don't think I've casted a single game where Aghanim's tree is lost. So this is going to be a first if it happens, and it certainly looks potentially like it could be the game error. Maybe this is him going in a little bit too deep. Illidan with the Eul's Scepter. And he's not going to follow up those. The blink in from Limp and a charge coming in from Hansken. Is this Lina going to be able to get out of there? He's got the extra movement speed there from Bloodlust. It's going to be alright for the time being, but NIP just keeping the pressure on in the mid lane, and I'm sure as soon as they notice that Aghanims is online on the tree, they'll want to get this game over as soon as possible, because it's just having the tree and ultimate Ags up, it's just going to be so annoying to play against and to push against.
That's so accurate. The game plan is end the game as soon as possible when you see this Ag step. If you ever lose a fight and get pushed out, suddenly there's eyes all across the map. If this game goes another 20+ minutes, it's in NIP. It's in Aces Polar.
Oh, that's a big overgrowth. Can they do anything off the back of it, though? Era pops the BKB. He's ready to start killing people. They've lost an Ogre. He wants to try and find Illidan, but the living armor keeping the Lina alive. And the G getting fairly low. Tried to bring down Hanskin on the Spirit Breaker, but Spirit Breaker's out of there. Dunk from Jonas and Fan is going to bring down the Shadow Fiend. And that's 2 heroes down on the side of Aces without buyback. Can Seedoy, Illidan, and FNG do anything on their own? Era, he's just manning up, hitting away at the tier 3. He wants to take himself some towers. There's going to be a Fiery Dragon Slave coming through, but it's not going to put off the Troll at this point. And Era trying to stand his ground for as long as he can. There's going to be a TP out from Hanskin, looking for the farm on the bottom lane, but well, on the plus side of Aces, it's not bad, yeah. They keep the racks and the tier 3 intact, yeah.
Yeah, they did a nice job of prioritizing the Queen of Pain there. With Era having the Aegis, you just got to accept the fact he's going to get 1-2 kills, and yeah, they lose a 2-for-1 trade, but they hold on their tower. They heal it back up with living armor, so from that point of view, they don't really take any damage on this tier 3 tower, since NIP are not going to be back to push again before it's fully healed up. So I think that was like at least an acceptable trade for Aces Polar. I would say it's about maybe 50-50, but from the point of view that they're stalling, delaying time for FNG to get more vision up on the map, more eyes, it was a good fight.
Yes, it's one of the better fights that they could have hoped for, at least at this point in the game, in the position that they are in. 15 to 25, 31 minutes on the clock. Era still 12 kills, 7 assists, and 1700 gold on top of the completed Skadi now. And still does have that Aegis in his pocket, so he's not going to show any fear anytime soon. Spots out.
Imagine he's telling his team, we've got to keep on pressuring them though.
Yeah, the pressure on the top lane. Lil is trying to stand and fight against Jonas and Fan. Can they cancel the TP? There's the bash from Hanskin. That will cancel the TP indeed. Hera.
That was a surpurning BKB from Jonas, though. I don't think he needed to use that, but...
No, yeah, it's a little bit of a panic on that.
10-second BKB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He wanted to not get stunned up by the Ogre on the charge-in, but Queen of Pain meanwhile caught out in the Radiant jungle, and that's the kind of pick-off that won that last fight for Aces Polar. NIP now going to go back in with a charge, catches out G as well as Sedoy. G in some trouble. Maybe the Yule Scepter going to negate that Nether Strike for the first time. And now here comes Era, the big bad Troll Warlord, going to chop down your Shadow Fiend. And they want this high ground. They want to get this mid lane here. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's back to full HP. They're also charging FNG at bottom and not going to be able to stop his TP home.
Another kill under the belt of Era. Shadow Fiend, he's just not having a great time so far. He got the mech and the BKB and the S and Y online, but every time he comes into these fights, he gets taken down straight away by the roster of NIP and Era. Now going to look to take the final tier 2 from the side of Aces. And with the fortification that they're almost certainly going to be saving for the high ground push, Aces can't do anything to stop that tower going down.
Aegis is pretty much expired, though. This has been a good kind of 5 minutes for Aces Polar in the sense they held onto the high ground. Unfortunately lost G multiple times on the Shadow Fiend, but they're still at least holding on for the most part. Illidan's up to his Yule's Ag Scepter. He's only got the 2 kills, but at least he's got level 16 with the Ag's upgrade on the Laguna Blade. And you take out the Troll's Aegis. If they ever try and push out the Aegis, you can actually start lassoing Era now. You go for him instead of the Queen of Pain, and you blow him up using that Laguna Blade. Oh, they're going to find a pick off these eyes. Setting up kills around the map. Hanskin going to get caught out. Nice use of the overgrowth. And the other great thing that he's done is, this is something FNG always does, he plants all his eyes, each one at a neutral camp. So when he's using his overgrowth, he's also farming the jungle. He's getting huge net worth growth, and he's going to work towards that refresher in pretty quick fashion because of it.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you start getting the camps forwarded up, the refresher is going to come very, very quickly indeed for the tree. Oh, still yet to see, is that going to be the game-defining item that really brings Aces back into it? They certainly need something rather spectacular in this game against a Troll Warlord, which is pretty much, Era's become the nightmare of a Troll. This is the Troll that you don't want to be fighting up against. Someone that's 40, he's just not died. I mean, it's going to be a fair bit of cash if you do bring him down, but Aces, they're going to have to do something spectacular if they want to catch Era out at this point.
He's just played well and he's played smart. The eyes could maybe look to set things up. They just have vision of all of NIP here in the Radiant jungle. This is just so risky. And NIP, the big thing for them is they just don't have that good kind of tree chopper. They don't have like that Timbersaw. Batrider is kind of the ideal hero because he's got the Firefly with a gem on and a good gem purchaser. If you're NIP, you can maybe buy a gem on like an axe. Skywrath Mage dies too easy. I'm not sure who you actually get the gem on, and so far they're just accepting the fact that they're going to lose the map control battle and aren't even trying to deward these eyes just yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, looking at the lineup, as you said, they've got no skills that are going to be able to AoE clear the trees. It would just be down to one of them picking up a Quelling Blade. Well, mid lane there, side of Aces trying to pick themselves up a kill. It's going to be a nice Berserker's Call on BKB, but I don't know if Jonas and Fan's got any follow-up. Here comes Skywrath Mage. Is he going to be able to save the axe? He will be able to save the axe from going down, but they do lose the Queen of Pain, and that's Limp dying for the second time there in quick succession. And Queen of Pain just getting caught out time and time again.
Yeah, well... I was kind of with you. I thought we may be seeing an Axe Treant possibly go down for once, but Aces Polar held on. They just managed to stall things out. NIP had that one window where the Aegis was kind of there and the Treant hadn't got too many eyes up, but now the entire bottom side of the map is warded up by these eyes in the forest. NIP are going to struggle to contest the map vision. I feel like NIP's main plan right now is take the next Roshan and just 5-man down middle lane and try and win a fight and take a Rax off of that. The problem is Queen of Pain has not picked up an item in some time. It's only the Troll who seems to be getting good farm. Eric can pick out for him. He's got 6k gold. Eric can do a lot right now, but put a Satanic on him, you put another Aegis on him, and yeah, he's pretty beastly, but if they control everyone else and leave Era for last, they can still hold on to their high ground, I feel.
Yeah, it really feels like NIP do need to put a shutter on this game. Look how many trees FNG's got out so far. He's managed to work out pretty much the entirety of his own side of the map, and he's almost certainly going to be looking to go as sneaky as he can into the Dire jungle to try and get some vision up there. But, I mean, to be honest, at this point of the game, when you're in the position that Aces are, the vision on their side of the maps, that's kind of all they need, really.
Yeah, they don't need... The vision in the enemy jungle is just going to be for, like, extra farm. That'll kind of accelerate FNG towards the refresh orb if you can farm the Dire camp as well. But, yeah, once they push things out, it helps them to find kills. But for now, yeah, they're playing for the 60-minute game right now. If this goes 60 minutes, great, because Era is already at 60-minute items. He's got no real room to grow beyond one item slot, which may even be taken up by an Aegis, at least in the short term. So from that point of view, it's really tough for NIP to go late game. The Queen of Pain still can farm a lot more, but we just see Queen of Pain keep on dying, and, well, Roshan will be claimed. This is the big Aegis and cheese. I feel NIP need to get a lane of Rax, but even with one lane of Rax, I don't know if that wins them the game.
It will certainly put them in a good position, but yeah, I think Aces, especially if he starts to get those trees, as he is down the lanes as well, with the overgrowth, clearing out the creep waves and just stopping the push every time. And the NRP, they've just shown no attempt to remove these trees yet, and I guess that kind of shows that they just want to finish the game. They really don't want to bother about doing anything about these trees. They don't want to worry about the Treant. They're just hoping that they can get the game over and done with as quick as possible. And maybe this is the push that is going to be able to get the momentum finally going back in the way of NIP, in the sense that they're going to be able to shut the game down. Era duking out the Light Strike Array, but they're going to have to commit to the push, because every time they back off, we see the Living Armor has brought this tower that did go down previously to about half health, all the way back up to full HP. Era trying to lead the front, but there we go. Jonas and Fan with the blink, catching the Ogre, bringing him back into the team fight. That's a pick-off. That's the Ogre Magi down for 55 seconds. And then at NRP, they can get back to the push. BKB popped by Cedo, he's gone in, and he's found the Quap. They burst down the Queen of Pain. And Hansken thinking about never striking, but he cancels it. Era might go down, but he's got the Aegis. He's going to be ready for round 2. It doesn't go down in the end. Hansken nether striking in. Great space. Era's trying to man fire with the Satanic, build himself back up, and he is indeed going straight onto G. That is going to be G down. G does have buyback, and he might need to think about using it. Fiery Dragon Slave is going to be able to catch Axe out on the back of it, and that is Axe down for 70 seconds. No buyback for the Axe on the side of NIP. Still 2 heroes down on Asus. Era standing his ground, really wants to commit to get this tier 3, because he knows that if they don't get it with this push, they're not going to get it until a lot later, because Treant, he's just going to start healing it back up, and they're going to be back to square one.
They've got to commit. That's the big thing is here. The Living Armor comes out, just go onto that high ground and get rid of it, if possible. They're going to keep on going. They get the silence on Illidan. The Sonic Wave, they're going to kill the Lina. Nice chance from Hansken. He may pay for this with his life, but putting Lina on the sidelines possibly well worthwhile. And elsewhere, it's the Troll working on the Rax. Satanic still available for Era. He may try and turn and fight, but the Aegis likely to pop. Nope, the Mantis Star will save his life. Era, he's still alive and kicking for now. And charge. No, not gonna finish him off. Not with the bottle charges. Era can just Satanic off this neutral. Gets himself a bit of HP. And then Overgrow. Treant Protector. Oh my gosh, what a hero.
Indeed, and that's going to give the Treant a little bit more gold on his way to that refreshers, which he's very, very close to. In fact, does he have the recipe on the courier? No, he doesn't. He's just moving it out. Yeah, he's picking up the gem. Okay, he's picking up the gem on the courier. Oh, look at this. Smoke up as well from Asus. They've realized that they found a couple of kills. They want to find more. Jonas and Fan. Can Lina and Batrider deal with him? They're going to give it a shot. He's fairly tanky, but BKB's popped. No, Jonas and Fan says, come at me, bro. He wants to try and turn this one around. Living Armor doing a fair bit for Lina. They're going to lasso up the axe, but here comes Limp. BKB popped straight away by the Batrider. Limp does have the ultimate straight onto Illidan. They go for the easier kill of the two, and that is Illidan down for 90 seconds. Buyback, he did expend it in that last fight, and this is maybe the opening that NIP were looking for.
They got to go. They got to commit. They've got this Aegis for a minute and a half longer. They have to get mid lane of Rax, and I think even a second lane. I think if this game keeps on dragging out, next Roshan's going to be some ways away. I don't know if that's going to give Asus Paul the time they need for a refresher on Treant, and that's a huge item pickup for FNG. They have to get mid Rax at a bare minimum, but I want to say they need a second lane as well with this push.
There's the Overgrowth again, forever holding back the side of NIP and being incredibly infuriating. Era, he's going to get back to work onto the racks though. And it looks like with just the 4 members on the side of Asus, other than the Overgrowth, they can't really throw out too much to stop this. Era is going to help the side of NIP clear out the mid racks, and here you guys, you said they want to try and get a couple of sets of racks. So they go straight to the top lane, keep the pressure on. Lina still down for 35 seconds. Era has still got that Aegis, of course, we've got to remember. Didn't lose it at all in that last fight and engagement. Seedoy coming in, though. Oh, he's onto the troll. Blinking at the same time for Jonasson. Getting stood up by the Fire Blast. They've managed to bring down the bat. This is big for NIP. Batrider down. Buys back straight away. G's going to get dunked. He buys backs as well. 2 buybacks, but Era and Hanskin staying themselves onto the tower. Can Lil find anything? He's trying to look for the Fire Blast. Multicast. Ding, 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 ding. Jonasson fan blinking in, though. Creating space for Era so he can find the racks. Lil now taking damage from the troll who's manning up. He's got the Satanic. Era's got the Satanic. He can pop it. Who's he going to pop it on? He needs to. No, he's got the Aegis. He's going to wait for round 2. Hanskin charging onto Lil. Lil trying to look for the Fire Blast to cancel the charge. Laguna Blade to the cow's face. Era, he's going to try and get out this one. He hasn't died yet. Is this going to be the first time we see this troll go down? Can the side of Aces chase this down? Seal Kid, he's left Era on his own. He says, mate, you're going to have to deal with this all by yourself. There's the Overgrowth. Era, can he pull this one out of the bag? He's got Jonas and Fan nearby, but it's not going to be near enough. Era is getting low and he will go down. That's going to be the first time we see the troll going down. Axe as well being chased down by Seedoy. NIP, they put the pressure on, but they end up paying for it as Axe will the Yule Scepter, but it's just going to buy him a little bit of time so Illidan can take the kill. They do get the melee reaction in the top lane, but I don't know, gods, they commit 4 heroes and they're not winning the game yet.
Yeah, they're not winning the game off of that. It was a couple buybacks from Aces Paul. I think that was good enough for NIP, but this game is still going to keep on dragging. And Aces Polar, Illidan getting the kill on the big troll godlike streak gets him a huge pile of gold. He's just about to come to Scythe of Vice off of this. Your Shadow Fiend, he's kind of still a bit in poverty central here, but there's your Treant Refresher Orb. This is far from over. This game could drag on a long time. I feel like the next Aegis G's, NIP need to win the game off of. They need at least get Mega Creeps or something, or like a melee Rax at bottom lane. They have to keep up the pressure. They've lost complete map control. They can't get it back. The gem is on the gem's on the Skywrath Mage still, but we haven't seen a Quelling Blade or any pickup or any move towards de-warding any of these Eyes of the Forest. This has just been a purely just gem for detection of the nature's guys. So Aces Polar have 100% map vision and will do so for the rest of this game, it feels like.
Oh man, they're putting on the pressure and they're going to try and go to the high ground here, try and take some racks for themselves. Axe and Queen of Pain both do not have buyback. Troll does, but he's back in 10 seconds. It might not be soon enough though that Hanskin gets dragged back. Laguna Blade from Illidan. That's the kill. And trying to get the ding-ding-dings onto the Skywrath, but Skywrath forces himself away. But I think they lose a set of racks here. Spirit Breaker's still down for 55 seconds. No buyback. In comes your troll. Era is ready to fight. And there's the blink in as well. He's picked up a blink, and that might just help find the big kills. A massive Berserker's call. This could be it, though. NIP may be shutting Asus back down after what looked like a good comeback. Or no, FNG with the refresher. Look at the kills. He's picked off a couple of them. Buyback from Skywrath Mage. Era trying to man up. Ogre looking for the dings. He's only going to find one this time. Scardy doing a lot of damage. There's a couple of dings, but with Limp and Seal Kid, the buyback from Skywrath Mage. I don't know. NIP, they certainly seem to be struggling. They do manage to stop the push from Asus, but the game certainly isn't in as huge advantage as it was for them earlier on in the mid game.
Yeah, and more eyes being popped up time and time again. Roshan's still at least about a minute or even more away, so probably what NIP look for before they go for another push. I don't know how easily Aces Paula can really contest it. Maybe if they get some eyes around the Roshan pit, which they haven't been able to do just yet, but that may be FNG's next kind of move. But for now, we're just seeing... Okay, here we go. Quelling Blade picked up by Hanskin. Now the eyes will finally start being dealt with, but this is still a losing battle, I think, to a large extent. Skywrath also gets the Quelling Blade, but I feel like they've waited too long. You get this many eyes on the map, you're fighting a losing battle. You take down like some in a certain area, but there's just more being planted elsewhere on that. With a 20-second cooldown, you can't kind of stay on top of the eyes continuously.
No, you do need a quelling, and I guess this kind of shows that NIP, they do realize that this game, it really isn't over. Asus definitely have a chance to win this, and looking at the XP turnaround as well, a massive upswing back towards the side of the Radiant, and gold-wise, it's starting to do the same as well. But Asus, well, we were talking about the Treant Aghanims, and I think obviously the rest of the team doing a lot of work, but you've got to give a lot of credit to FNG with this Aghanims.
Yeah, this is just the big item, and it's the big late game hero as well. So we'll see NIP just linger around this Roche pit. They're getting wards up, and they're going to look to take this one. Era does still have buyback. I'm not sure. I think the Aegis may even go to someone like the Queen of Pain or the Axe this time, and just Era. They may just go for a game-winning push with Era using the buyback, because this Blink Dagger for Era was a very handy pickup to have to replace the Aegis in that last fight. Without that Blink Dagger, he would not have got as many kills as he did. But we'll see how he decides to approach this one. He may just want the Aegis for himself. Yeah, he's going to drop the Blink, so... Have the Blink back at base for when you buy back, and well, if you die twice and have to buy back, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly worked out for the defense last time, just being able to close that gap on the retreating team and find a couple of kills when the pressure is put against your side. And, well, maybe they'll look to push down this bottom lane, try and expose the final set of racks here, get rid of that tier 3 so they can have a bit more kind of free reign over the base of Asus. But with all these trees, it's going to be so hard for them to push. As soon as the lane gets close, when the overgrowth comes out at this point, it should be able to catch a couple of ways. Wow, here we go. Okay, they managed to remove a tree there, and they are starting to deforest the jungle. Era? He just kind of stands there as Seedoy comes in. I know he's got the Aegis, but that was a little bit ballsy. There goes the Aegis straight away. Hansken, he's going to be able to help find a kill on Shadow Fiend, and this is a Shadow Fiend that is down for 110 seconds. Lina goes down, but buys back. They will lose the Ogre as well. Ogre does not have buyback. FNG coming through, and this overgrowth is just destroying the side. Seedoy and FNG coming. Jonathan pops the cheese. He's going to be able to survive and fight back up. Era, the damage finally coming through. 3 heroes now down on Asus. Maybe this is it. NIP finally finding that little window to shut the game off. Illidan with the Ghost Scepter. He's going to be able to keep himself alive for a little bit. The Nature's Guys working in his favor. Gets popped by the Berserker's Call. Living Armor as well. Treant, FNG trying to do as much as he can to keep his mate alive. But I think finally NIP might have just broken the base.
A bit of an odd choice, overcommitting as much as they did just for the troll Aegis, because they used everything. Lasso and Laguna. Those are their 2 big spells to defend the high ground with, and using them both on a troll, they didn't have the follow-up damage. Like, they were maybe thinking they could win the ensuing fight with the Refresher Ags from the Treant Protector, but Era, with Manta and BKB, has 2 ways to get out of overgrowth then. Well, one last drop on FNG. The Treant, the Ags Refresher Treant, the first time I've seen it lose, but it can be beat apparently.
Certainly held the side of Asus in that match, but it's just a little too late, and in a situation where Asus was certainly on the back foot and they couldn't quite bring it back. And still, hats off to Era. He did die the once, very close to coming to that flawless scoreboard, but still 16 for 1, 14 assists. Did a lot of work for his team, and well, it goes to say this is why we see Troll banned out, because when it's picked up in the correct set of hands, it does a lot of damage and a lot of work. And even in a situation like that where Asus were bringing the team fights back, it didn't matter. If they lost just one team fight, Troll, he'd be on your towers, he'd be on your racks, and sooner or later your base would be gone.
Yeah, Era just played amazingly. He picked up the slack, because this was not the best game from Hanskin. Even Limp dominated the mid game in the early game laning stage, but he got picked off a few times. Same for the Spirit Breaker. Jonas, I think, here's some of his initiation of the Axe really were clutch as well, but I think the other 3... Silke, I think, did find Skywrath, but the other 2 cores, like the Queen of Pain, the Spirit Breaker, did not have their best games. So they can't just be relying on Eric. Looking towards games 2, potential game 3, the entire NIP team need to kind of deliver their A game.
Indeed, and well, game 2 should be a good one. We'll see if Asus are able to bring it back against the side of NIP, and game 2 will be well on the way, and well, I'll be running some of these beautiful little videos, and well, God, I'm going to mute you, and I'm going to be back with you very shortly. So let's shut Gods up. There we go. He's all gone. Let's get the ads running. You lads and ladies at home, you love it. And we'll see you back very shortly for game 2 between Asus and NIP.
I was actually one of the first people to sign up on Vulcan. It's a chance to not only win money, but do it in a way that's like really exciting.
I entered in one $10 contest, was feeling, a little lucky that day, and actually I won $400.
When I tried out for the Caitlyn headshot one, that's only $10. I won $1,000.
The prize pool is up to $1 million.
Play on Vulcan, watch League, get paid.
Support this channel by checking out Vulcan.com. Use the invite code below.